Hello, today I will be discussing the evolution of web and the definition of its terms. All prepared by yours truly, I'm Maria Flores Tala, taking the Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education major in ICT. To get started, let's look at the definition of web and internet. In these terms, we need to understand one thing very clearly, that World Wide Web and Internet service are not the same. So, first, what is World Wide Web? It is a large collection of interconnected documents or content which also facilitates communication between people and also computers. While the Internet is the collection of interconnected computer networks. Okay, so I think it is clear in the definition the difference between the two. To get started, let's begin with the Web 1.0. It is an old internet that allows people to read from the internet. So it is a most read-only web with focuses on the company's home pages. Web is used as information portal. It uses table to positions and align elements on pages. It started with the simple idea, put content together. So that is the meaning of Web 1.02, which is this is the first stage of the World Wide Web, linking to web pages and hyperlink. So, ibig sabihin, this is readable. Second, we have the Web 2.0. It is a term used to describe a new generation of web services and applications with an increasing emphasis on human collaboration. A two-way platform. A platform that gives users the possibility or liberty to control their data. If you will see, it is the platform to give users the possibility to control their data about the user to generated content into the right read and write web. Everyone can be a content producer. So the Web 2.0 can be described into three concepts, which is the RIA, SOA, and the social web. So let's start with the RIA. Means rich internet application. It defines the experience brought from desktop to browser. Then the service-oriented architecture or SOA defines how Web 2.0 applications expose its functionality so that the other application can be integrate the functionality and produce a set of much richer applications. So that is the SOA. While the social web, it defines the Web 2.0 on how it tend to interact much more with the end user and making the end user an integral part. So that is the three concept of 2.0. Now, how Web C 1.0 and 2.0 work? So in Web 1.0, it focus on companies having this own content where you can find news. Sites are static, then sites aren't interactive. So that is the common work of Web 1.0. While the Web 2.0, it is the widely read web. So, hindi ka lang nagbabasa, pwede ka na ring magsulat. It focuses on communities, sharing content, news, find you. So, medyo nagli-level up na kung ikukumpara sa Web 1.0. Let's have the example between the two. Sa Web 1.0, ang mga example nito is yung shopping carts, mp3.com, so you can find mp3 or download mp3 music. While sa Web 2.0, ito na yung mga karagdagan doon. Meron na rin itong blog or the wikis where you can search for information. Then, merong social network for communication. Then, the Yahoo. Bago pa mauso ang Gmail, meron tayo na unang Yahoo. Then, the YouTube. So, you can find not just MP3 music, but also the MP4. So, now that we clearly define the Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, let's now move on to Web 3.0 and the semantic web. So, when we say Web 3.0, it's suggestive name by John Markov of the New York Times for the third generation of the web. In this generation, all the application on web or mobile will be upgraded with more features. It applies same principles as web. It is also a two-way interaction, but in Web 3.0 will be more connected, open, and intelligent with semantic web technologies, distributed databases, natural language processing, machine learning, machine reasoning, and autonomous agents. So that is the Web 3.0. It's a level up than Web 2.0. It's more open. So what is the characteristic of this web? First, it is a ubiquitous, available at any time. So anywhere, through any channel or device. It means you can access to that web without limitations, without a time limit, as long that you have the internet connection. That is the characteristic of web. Second is the individualized, which you filtered and shared by friends or trust network. So you can save your own research, own information, data na nahanap sa internet, and also shared by friends through socialization na rin. Online socialization. Third is the efficient, about the relevant and contextual, the information findable and instantly. Dati bago pa mapunta yung web, bago pa magkaroon ng web, we commonly use books in libraries, but now we can easily find it through online research. Another, we also have this FB application where friends brought or want to buy, drag to share items with friends no friends are looking for. So you can find unknown friends na gusto mong makilala, na gusto mong magkaroon, then socialize them. We have these online coupons delivered contextually and proactively when user needs it, without the user even asking for it. So meron ka na rin ganito. Then the voice search. For example, in Google Voice Search, user only speak to the smartphones, then the application will find for you. So if you haven't tried it using the Google Chrome, nakita nyo, you can use a voice search para kung nahihirapan kayo mag-type, nangangalay ang mga kamay nyo, or halimbawa gusto nyo mapabilis, you can voice search, then dadalhin ka nun sa nais mong hanaping information. So next, so what is semantic? The definition of semantic web is an exciting new evolution of the WWW, so World Wide Web, providing machine-readable and machine-comprehensible information far beyond current capabilities. This helps computers understand the meaning behind the web page and make life easier, the web of the future. So that is the meaning of semantic web, which is also known Web 3.0. So what is the characteristic of semantic? Linked data or hyperdata, which data objects are linked to other data objects. Large hyperdata data sets, a community effort to extract structured information from Wikipedia and make the information available on the web. So, in semantic web, it is serve as a component of Web 3.0. So we have this different component or format. The URI means Uniform Resource Identifier. The RDF, Resource Description Framework. The RDFS or the RDF schema. The OWL, or also known Web Ontology Language, and the microformat. So when we say URI, is a Uniform Resource Identifier, which it gives way to identify any of those points of content, whether it could be the page of text, a video, or sound clip, a still or estimated image, or a program. It is also a particular form or subset of URI called the Uniform Resource Locator, or the URL. It typically describes as the mechanism used to access the resource, the specific computer that the resource is housed in. So that's it, the meaning of URI. So in URL, it is broken into 4 parts: the HTTP, which is the communication protocol, the separator, the www dot or the World Wide Web, the Google, the site name, the .com, the domain name for commercial. That is the example of URL. So you can easily find or locate those links. Next is the RDF or Resource Description Framework. It is a family of World Wide Web Consortium specifications originally designed as the metadata data model. This framework is used to represent data in the load or linking open data cloud as an XML file. It is also a way to define resources using a specific framework. Load data in the load cloud is open and freely available, which is the ultimate sense of openness, is that the data may be freely edited by the users. So how about the RDFS or the Resource Description Framework schema? Is a set of classes with certain properties using the RDF extensible knowledge represent language, providing basic elements for the description of ontologies, otherwise called RDF vocabularies, and then to structure RDF resources. So this means it's the abbreviation of the 4, the RDFS, RDF with the open and close parenthesis S, RDF S, and the RDFS slash. So that is semantic extension of RDF. So what is the OWL? It is the ontology that defines the terms or represent an area of knowledge. It is used for people, databases, and applications that need to share domain information, like medicine. It is designed for use by applications that need to process the content of information instead of just presenting information to humans. So OWL is a web ontology language where the earlier languages have been used to develop tools and ontologies for specific user communities. So that is the OWL. Then last is the microformats. It is a small pattern of HTML to represent commonly published things like people, blog, events, posts, and so on in web pages. It is the quickest and simplest way to provide an API to the information on your website. This intended to solve simpler problems first by adapting to current behaviors and usage patterns, for example, XHTML or blogging. So, that's it. Now that we defined how the web or World Wide Web evolved from Web 1.01 to Web 3.0 and the semantic web. So that's all. I hope you've learned a lot from me today. Thank you very much.